Welcome to this new and special edition of the Queer God Squad. We are the coolest pastors you will ever meet.
Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is a justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
So, the Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community, explore the big news of the day and what it means to you. And we are going to explore if we can find some places that help heal the pain and hurt religion can be responsible for. We know you're going to find some hope, peace, and fun in our conversation.
It's 3 p.m. and the Queer God Squad is broadcasting daily.
This is live, and then we are available on demand.
We are available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and Facebook. In the entire world, nothing like this has ever existed for the LGBTQ plus community before.
I am Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister here at the Sunshine Cathedral.
I am the Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the minister of education at Sunshine Cathedral.
Radical GOP and evangelicals have launched a culture war on our LGBTQ plus community. They want to push you back in the closet. We're not going.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we are here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Our commitment in partnering with Happening Out Television Network and Queer News Tonight is to give the LGBTQ plus faith community this voice for hope, for change, that you are not alone.
Happening Out Television Network is a 501c3 nonprofit media platform in the television and radio model of PBS and NPR, but designed for our LGBTQ plus community. The Queer God Squad is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, Hotspot Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ plus community, including the Black community, Latino, lesbian and queer women, trans, students and youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, social justice, business, and our 10th pillar is faith. Help us support our LGBTQ plus community.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Black church sues lender after eviction they say was racially motivated. The Christ Kingdom Building Worship Center and Reverend Elaine Wallace-Searcy filed their lawsuit on June 13th in the U.S. District Court in the Middle District of North Carolina. The lawsuit alleges that a company called LBC2 Trust, a lender, its affiliate in the property management company, improperly seized the church and evicted Wallace-Searcy and her staff and dozens of children from the church's property. The lawsuit also alleges that the Winston-Salem Police Department enabled those actions. The legal action also names Officer C.N. Kinsey and the city of Winston-Salem as defendants. The plaintiffs are seeking compensatory and punitive damages, as well as exemplary damages of $495,000. One of the lawsuit's allegations is that a One Alliance representative claimed she feared for her safety and called the Winston-Salem Police Department. And this is something that wouldn't have happened with a white church or another business. Christ Kingdom, whose congregation has been historically Black, owned the church at 3894 Northampton Drive in the city's northeastern section and was paying a mortgage with Branch Banking and Trust Company. The unpaid balance was due on May 6, 2021. According to the lawsuit, on June 29th, a person who claimed to be an agent of one of the alliances came to change the church's locks. On June 30th, Lori McLaury and a One Alliance employee arrived at the church, called Winston-Salem's police, and asked the police department to assist her in removing Wallace-Searcy and church members from the property. I don't know what the backstory to any of this is. I'm sure there's always another story to everything. But this type of action, to me, kind of oversteps the bounds of communication, respect for each other, and can we work something out? I think it was just far overreach for any company to do that, especially with the church. And my thought also, the traumatizing of the children of being evicted from a church that is supposed to be a place of safety, a place of harmony, a place of respect, to at least, if that action was required, to somehow arrange to remove individuals from that without having to call the police department into this church and having people physically removed. The image and the harm that is done to those children will probably forever be, churches are not safe for me. And so I think that there's enough to go around for everybody. And I hope there's a way to reclaim this property for the church, and also for some healing to be done in this community.
And being overly aggressive and punitive with anybody, but especially faith communities, especially minority communities, it's just a bad look.
Yeah.
Those are bad optics. And, I realize business is business, and, everybody's got to make a living or whatever. But yeah, a little grace, a little flexibility, at least a little gentleness. You can even do the hard thing in a nice way sometimes. It just was bad optics. It does look disrespectful to the church. It looks disrespectful to a community, and it seems a little heavy-handed. I think you can get your money and/or your property back without just being a character villain, from a Disney movie.
I have a confession to make. I love judge shows. My favorite judge is Judge Judy. And on those shows, quite often, there are landlord-tenant disputes that come up. And too many times, it's a situation like this one, where the landlord was heavy-handed unnecessarily. The judge will ask the landlord, did you talk to them? Did you let them know that this was what was going on? And sometimes, yes, but more times than not, the landlord has not gone through the steps that they're supposed to go through before they evict a person. Now, to come to a church, it's not a secret that it's a church.
Right.
It's not a secret when they meet. The pastor of the church is well known to the bankers, to everyone in the community. Pick up the darn phone and call the pastor and say, time is up. As unfortunate as it is, we are going to reclaim the property because of whatever reason. Like Reverend Roberts said, we don't know the backstory. We don't know everything that happened, but we do know that those that came to the church lied. Lied. The pastor threatened me. Oh my goodness, that brings back so many different messages.
Right. That's code language.
Oh my goodness, that is absolute code language. We see it and we hear it still too often. So no, whether the property belonged to the loan company or not, what they did was unnecessary, uncalled for, and could have done in a much better way.
And if I am not mistaken, when an eviction notice is served, law enforcement is with you. You don't have to call them.
That's true.
They are present with you. Now, North Carolina laws may be a little different, but as I understand it, when an eviction notice is served, their law enforcement is already present. So this kind of leads me to believe also, who's going to build something on this spot?
I thought the same thing. That was my
what's
first
happening
thought.
in this particular
Why
part
do they
of town
want that property?
Is who wants this property and for what type of development do they want it for?
And again, where is it? What state, what region, where is this? And there just is this little tone of, I'll put you in your place. I'll show you where you are in the pecking order. Now, that's impact. Maybe that was not intent. Maybe I'm reading into that. But when Southern authorities go after minority communities and in such a heavy-handed way, it really seems like, oh, this is the 37th verse of this song.
And let's all, we need to move on, but let's also add, this is this year, right? That this is happening? Nonprofits, especially churches, are still recovering from COVID. We don't know what the COVID effect had on this church in its financial situation, but clearly there should be even consideration for all nonprofits and churches who still have, and businesses who are still having a hard time coming out of COVID and getting people back into the church and getting people back to giving, whatever. So I think a part of me is like, there's other stuff going on here that we need to be mindful of and keep an eye on this story.
we are excited to tell you we are going on a cruise in the Eastern Mediterranean this fall that will include the world's major religious sites for Christians, Jews, and Muslims as we visit Athens. I love Athens. And Egypt, first time going. And Israel, I love Israel. And Ephesus, first time going. I'm excited, can you tell? And on our 3 continents cruise. And you can find out more and reserve your space at happeningout.travel/sunshine.
Join Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins and Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin as they host more than 50 people on the Sunshine Cathedral 13-day cruise tour to 3 continents. From just $13.99, you'll visit Athens and cruise to Egypt and the Giza Plateau to see the Great Pyramid, Sphinx, and brand new Egyptian National Museum with King Tut exhibit. Then to Israel for Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Don't miss the most important Christian UNESCO site in the world, located in Turkey, and the 3,000-year-old city of Ephesus. You also cruise the Med for Rhodes in the Greek Isles and Cyprus. A farewell at the Acropolis makes this a never-before combination of historic sites, a must-do cruise. It's all turnkey inclusive, and a bar is available, all transfers, escorts, hotels, and more. Go to happeningout.travel/sunshine for complete details.
Would you like to join the Queer God Squad on a special winter cruise in 2024? Well, now you can. You will visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios. And you can even add an open bar and Wi-Fi. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.
Join the Queer God Squad and Sunshine Cathedral for a wonderful Caribbean cruise on the brand new Ultra Deluxe MSC Seascape. The 8-day cruise starts at just $399 plus government taxes. Sail February 10th, 2024 from Miami to Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, the world's best private island. You'll also visit Cozumel, Mexico, Grand Cayman, and Ocho Rios. Join us on an 8-day Caribbean cruise. This winter cruise will be the perfect getaway and an opportunity to support Sunshine Cathedral as a beneficiary. The trip is affordable for all, as you can make a reservation on this cruise for just $1, just $1, to confirm your reservation, and then there's a $99 interest-free monthly payment plan, so it's easy on your pockets. What's more, there's also a free open bar and Wi-Fi program when you pay for just 1 day, $25 transfers to and from the Miami Pier, and an exclusive onboard entertainment program for Sunshine Cathedral guests. This cruise will be a perfect winter getaway for you. Join us by going to happeningout.travel/sunshine.
That's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and talk about what our LGBTQ+ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.